Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome. So, I'm hoping everybody's doing fine today, having a great day. And we're going to talk a little bit about the spring equinox that is happening tomorrow and about the last day in Pisces. We're coming to the end. We're coming to the end of Pisces season and we're entering into the Aries energy. Wow. So going from the ethers of the expansion of water energy into the ignition and the spark of Aries, which is quite um, transformational, shall I say? Transformational. So let's get things going here. So, what is new with everybody out there? Huh? I was just on a podcast or a little, I was on a TikTok live with Shauna. It was talking about my workshop tomorrow night. So tomorrow night I have a workshop. It is the spring equinox workshop tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And it is $25. If you wish to join me, let me know. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hi, Shar. Thanks for joining me. And yeah, so today I I posted a picture of the sunrise. It was just phenomenal. It was just sort of kind of freaky that we ended up taking that way this morning. And as I turned the corner, right at the end of that street, the sun was coming up. It was just like beautiful, just beautiful to see that energy in the sun. Just it was just like, and you could slowly as I'm sat as I took the photos, I was through my windscreen. It was down the street and I was at the red light here. I was at the red light, and you could see, and I just I love watching nature because you could slowly see the sun coming up, right? And how it was rising this morning, and it was absolutely phenomenal. You could tell, when the sun is coming up and with these big, beautiful bursts, that this is the spring equinox. This, summer is coming, even though it's going to snow in 2 days. But besides that, we'll put that aside. But the weather is getting warmer. Things are, we're starting to warm up, which is really, really nice to see, and really nice to feel that warmth of the sun even more than before. So this is where, yeah, I got my little son texting me on I got my little son texting me, my little boy texting me. So it is a time of new and rebirth. That's the whole thing about the spring equinox. And this year is such a pivotal year. This year is such an important year for us all in creating the roots that we are going to be needing to create over the next, I'm going to say, what we are creating today, what we are going to be creating with this energy of the spring equinox is really going to help us to carry us through for the next 3 years, even though we're going to do another celebration next year and the year after that. But this is all going to be a showing us what we have been um, doing within the last year. So this is also a time of pausing, looking at what have we done over the last year? Where are we going between now and the winter solstice, which is in 9 months? So 9 months gestation, which is in 9 months of giving birth to something new. So what is it that we are wanting to give birth to? So we have the equal days of equal nights that we go into, because as we go into the equal days and equal nights, we come into the summer solstice and the days become shorter, and then we come into the winter solstice where the days become longer. So we are entering into this time of change and transformation. This is a time of how are you navigating and how are you going? We're at the very end of the spiritual year, because this is, as we enter into the spring, that April I mean, March 19th, March 20th, 21st, those are the 3 days it usually lands on. Those are the days of the spring equinox. That is the astrological new year. And this is where, in times of old, this would have been the new year. This is the time when people really celebrated the new year. And because of the equal day and the balancing of the equal day of the Earth's rotation on the celestial equinox, and coming in with that beautiful energy and that vibrational energy. So it's a very beautiful and powerful time right now. So we're going to have the direct rays of the sun coming down, shining down on the equator, producing that effect. And after I got to say this right, venereal equinox, the direct rays of the sun migrate north. So as we go towards the Tropic of Cancer, and moving towards the Tropic of Cancer, and in the southern hemisphere it goes down to the Tropic of Capricorn. So the migration of the sun's direct rays come and they halt, as they move up farther north, and they will halt on the summer solstice. And so there's sort of a suspension when they come to that point where they start to go back down again. So we have approximately 92 days between now and the summer solstice on looking at what is it that we are wanting to create, to cultivate, to plant, and taking that time to pause and really recognize that pause, recognize what it is that um, the direction that we are really wanting to go. How are we creating? What are we creating within our lives? And in that creation, and I know many of the people who are joining me tomorrow evening, you already got the handout, but this is where we're coming into the heart and soul of inquiries. And there's a series of 10 inquiries plus a bonus one, for us to really look at, pause, and reflect and deepen on. And we are going to be going into that tomorrow evening. And it is about using your guide. It's about um, getting out your journal and really beginning to, I'm going to say, moodle over what it is that you want to do. It is a powerful time for pausing, reflecting, celebrating, and acknowledging. And I feel like today is a really great day to start to do that, because we're at the end of the Pisces season. And being at the end of the Pisces season is where it's been a very long spiritual year. We've had a hell of a year from last spring to this spring. So, and it's and the moon is in Cancer. So it's a lot of watery energy right now. So it's a little bit slippery and a little bit emotional all over the place. So this is where it's time to sort of like rewind, look at our communications not only with the outside world, but our communications within our own self. And this is where we time to refresh and where we put what are we putting value on in our life? And where is our spiritual value in all of this? And where is our spiritual self moving towards? And how is that spiritual self integrating in all parts of our lives? Within our family life, within our work life, within our financial life, um, and with our connection with Mother Gaia. So all of this, coming together on this day, we're taking that time to moodle it over, taking that time to really cultivate and um, take a peek into. So this is where it's like to moving into positive, um, a, a positive energy. This is where we can start really looking into what we are, what we are wanting to become, and what are those stressors, what are those things that we're worried about and that we're freaking out about. And it could be many things, especially within this world around us, and what we are what we are seeing, what we are feeling, what we are witnessing. There are many concerns and worries that we all have, and they're legit. It's not to, and that's the whole thing, is that we don't want to dismiss anybody's um worries or anybody's stress levels or anything like that. We want to bring, it's like we want you to come together, and then we're going to have a big bonfire, and you're going to put them all in the bonfire. We're going to let them go. And even as we let them go, there's an understanding that, okay, I'm letting them go. Now, what am I going to bring forth to replace that? So, within our own self. So, this is a real spiritual self. This is a spiritual mirror, and looking at the solutions that we can find over the next 9 months in dealing with a lot of the unveiling that is going to be unveiling for ourselves. And with Mercury, also, lovely little Mercury's going into pre-shadow. Now, I do have a workbook. When I get my website done, it's all going, I found out that I can upload all my PDFs, and people can buy the PDFs and then download them immediately, which is going to be absolutely fabulous, but it is time consuming in doing it. I know I'm supposed to be working on it today. We'll see how my energy level, because I have to be in the right frame of mind in order to do my website. I love the people who can just do it every single day and not think anything of it. For me, it's like, okay, I really have to be in a mindset to do it. Otherwise, I could really fudge it up. Just saying. So this is really looking at um what we are going to be clarifying. Now, in my workbook that I have, and I have a, let's see if I got to bring my workbook up. In my spring equinox workbook, not my spring equinox workbook, I'm getting confused here. In my Mercury workbook, and I want to bring that up for us all to look at. This is what I do. Oops, nope. Ah, there we go. March. I got a March workbook, October workbook, Mercury retrograde. Oh, that's my set. I got a because Mercury's going to be retrograding all in fire signs. So just an FYI. So that just brings in where people are just going to be absolutely nutters with the energies coming in. So with this Mercury retrogrades being in fire, that means people can be all over the place with the energies that, there we go, Mercury and Aries that come in. So in my planning book, which is $4.99, going to share it up here. Some of you guys are going to be quite impressed with some of the shit I do. Share screen. Oh, no. I wonder if I can do that. Can I? There we go. Did that? Okay. If I go like that, there you go. Then you can see it. So I'll switch you guys around so you can see it. There you go. So that is the Mercury retrograde in Aries planner book that I have. And in this book, it has which house in your natal chart will Mercury retrograde occur, and what part of the life does this house rule? And then we go through many different questions through that, keeping the energy of Mercury retrograde in mind, which is revise, revisit, redo, rethink, reconnect, and in the karmic energy. So stop the share, turn you around. Woo, you got a double whammy. So when certain astrological things happen, whoops. There we go. When certain astrological things happen, it's really good to know your natal chart or have your natal chart. Now, most of you, I've told you can go to astro.com. You could go on Cafe Astrology, and there's many different sites that you could go and get your natal chart for free and pull it up. So when you look at your natal chart, and of course, I always use mine as an example. And I'll bring that up. Oops, log in. So you guys can have a look. Yes, Mateus is home again. He's been having that horrible cough. There you go. You can hear him in the background. It's finally starting to break up. This cough that he's been having. And I don't, it's funny. Maybe he's coughing more because I just said that. So in understanding your chart, okay, now this here is my chart, and we'll bring you guys in. Hang on, turn you around again. So that's my chart, and this is to have an understanding of where Mercury is. So right now we go around and we know Mercury is up here. So where's Mercury? Mercury's right here. So we have Mercury right here, and this is where he's at 18 degrees. He's coming to the nodes. Now this is where he's going to pass over the nodes, and the nodes are going to go forward. So that he's not going to meet up with the nodes again. Here we have the sun coming near the last degree in Pisces. And so we look at what house is this affecting. So it's the 11th house. So Mercury retrograde is going to go retrograde into the 11th house. So who owns the 11th house? Aquarius owns the 11th house. So we have the Aquarius energy with Aries in the 11th house. Who rules the 11th house? Well, Saturn and Uranus. And Uranus is in Taurus. And that's, yeah, it's still in my 11th house. So we got Uranus coming in. So with Uranus ruling this 11th house, there's things to do that are going to be unexpected when we look at Mercury. Mercury being the ruler of Gemini. And where's my Gemini's here's my 12th house. So there could be something that comes in that is unexpected, unknown, secrets being revealed. Gemini wants to talk about it, wants to let it out, wants to speak about it. So in the 11th house, so we know that Mercury, as he goes retrograde right now, there's going to be things that are going to be unexpected that are going to rise up. With it being in Aries, that means that there could be something rising up that is, fiery, sparky, that could trigger you in different ways because Mars is a ruler, and Mars right now he's out of bounds, so he's not really making any aspects. But as Mercury is retrograde, he is going to go into Pisces. So Mars is going to be feeling a little bit shattered, we'll say, because as he goes into Pisces, he's not going to be able to make the way that he wants to make it. So with this Mercury retrograde over the next 3 weeks would be a time of really reflection, going in, trying to find that passion or community, that connection to allow for contemplation, just to looking at where you want to revise, where you want to reconnect with those around you. So taking that information from your chart and looking at where it is, that's why, in the handout, it helps you to write these things out and get through the points. It seems complicated. In my head. It's not complicated, but to others, I know it might be. So it's taking that energy and looking at where it is. Now, there's a few people who are on here. I have Cynthia on here that I can see. I'm not too sure who is on Instagram because some people came in and went out. So I'm not sure who is here still on Instagram. If there's somebody who I have permission to show their chart, let me know and I can go through it on somebody else's chart and let you know what is, where that Mercury is going to be retrograding in your chart so you can sort of take a look at it yourself. So if there's anybody here who would like me to, that I have permission to pull your chart up on YouTube. Charlene just said, yeah. Well, Charlene's like, yeah, fuck yeah. So we're going to pull up Charlene's chart. I'm going to go to it. Bring it up. And You can show mine, Sherry. Okay, and I got Sherry too. So I got two charts to be able to show right on. So we'll do this. So this is Charlene's chart. Now, as you see, Charlene is a Leo and she has a Capricorn moon. And we are going down to the bottom of the chart for her. So her energy is going to be down in the bottom of the chart because that's where we have Aries. And Aries is in the fifth house. So the fifth house is ruled by Leo. So the fifth house, we have the fifth house, the sun. The sun is the ruler of this house. So now we have with Aries, so we have it's like double we got double heat, double fire coming in when it comes to her Mercury retrograde. So that means that there's going to be a lot going on that's going to be heated, a lot of energy that's going to be coming in that's passion. And it could be feeling very I'm going to say it could be overwhelming and radical with this Mercury retrograde in Aries because it's like almost wanting to get things going, wanting to start things, wanting to have that spark, wanting to have that movement within their life, but feeling like they might have to repeat a few things, might have to because the fifth house deals with inner child, deals with play. So there might be a little bit distractions that come in. Now, as I said, Aries is ruled by Mars, and Mars is in Aquarius, and her Aquarius is the third house, which is ruled by Mercury. So here we got, with Mars being in and then going into the fourth house, which is home and family, and coming into this Cancer. This is ruled by Cancer. Feeling again double water and double with double water and double fire. So there's going to be a lot of emotion that's going to be coming up over the next 3 weeks. There's going to be maybe feeling a little bit overwhelming, trying to get the connections and answers that she wants, but then getting extremely distracted on not being able to go forward. There's a little bit of frustration that can come in with this Mercury retrograde in Aries. So being aware of that, that means that when that happens and when that occurs and when that comes up, taking the time to breathe, not trying to push things forward as quickly as you've been doing. So taking a lot of time, especially with the fire and water energy that's coming in, and even looking at where her and then her Gemini energy is in the 7th, 8th house. So that is also Libra, wanting to make the balance, and it also has the Scorpio energy in it as well. So there's a lot of water energy coming in when she is mainly a fire earth sign. She doesn't want a lot of water. She doesn't want a lot of emotions that come in. But this could also give you a lot of insight when it comes to your psychic development as well. So yeah. So let's go. We're going to look up Sherry. So this is Sherry. Making sure it showed up. Had to make sure it showed up. So here we got, there we go, Sherry. So with Sherry, it's at the top of the chart. So again, now hers is in the 11th house. Sherry is a Gemini with a Pisces moon. So with this energy that's coming in for her, we have the fire energy that's coming in. It's in her 11th house, which is in Aquarius, which is in her 10th house, which has to do with that deals with Capricorn. So wanting with her passion and information that's coming in, wanting to bring in some kind of structure, but the structure has to do with connection with others. Still trying to communicate that all out. Mercury is her ruler, right? So Mercury is her ruler, and she is in her moon is in the first house. So this connection with when it comes to people and with Mercury and the communications that she wants to create has to have something to do with her appearance, but how she looks, how it's seen, how it's portrayed out into the public sphere, because this is also the first house is ruled by Aries. So we have this, Aries energy coming in. So we have like almost like, again, with double fire that of energy that's coming in, and looking at where that energy is going to be let out. The word let loose came into my head, but let out through this. So this is a time of contemplation on the type of communities that you want to construct in and around you, and building that foundation even stronger within the ones that you have at this time. So this is like looking at, okay, how can I revise or restructure the people that I have in my life in order to create a more harmonious way, and making me feel more spiritually aligned, especially with that moon being in Pisces, because you want that spiritual alignment. And her was Mars comes in, and Mars makes that conjunction, that could be like, it could be really feeling a lot more than what you want to feel internally, and Mars wanting to get that get up and go, but very difficult to get up and go within the structures that you want. So whatever you're planting or whatever you're wanting to create over the next 3 weeks, I would say it'd be a time of contemplation until Mercury gets out and gets right into Taurus, and then you're going to be feeling a lot more. So that's not going to be till, I'm going to say, till June, in around there, which would be right around your birthday time, which would be a good time to look at and recreate what it is that you want to create. But this could be bringing in, feeling that the structure or the people that are the groups and that you have around you might feel like you need to sort of change the soil in them, replant them, refigure them in your life at this time. And that's going to happen with Mercury retrograde coming through there. Okay. So there, stop the share. So that's the whole thing, right? Ladies, can you please like the video? Thank you. Beautiful triangles. And mine, please. Okay, so Erica wants hers too. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. So Mama, water and earth make a mess. Water and earth does make a mess, but water and earth also, that's what you need to plant things, right? But if you have too much water and too much earth, then you have a mud pie, right? The Libra don't listen. No, the Libras don't listen at all. They just don't want to listen. But that's they just go ahead and do their own thing. And you just let them go. When you're looking at with that energy, that's why they're opposite. Let's say fire and air are opposite, because you need air for the fire, right? If you don't have air with the fire, then the fire is not going to grow, because you need the air. If you don't have water and earth together, then you're not going to have growth. And water and earth are the feminine signs, right? So having that feminine energy. So with Erica, we need another astrology course. So here we have Erica's. There we go. This is Erica. So Erica, here we come up. And Erica, so her is over here. It's coming over to the side. So it's going to go from the 11th house into her 12th house. So, whoopsie. Hold on. You guys still see that? 11th house to 12th house. Okay. So going in from because I pressed a button here. So coming in from her 11th to her 12th house. So in the 12th house is owned by Pisces, the 11th house. So her Pisces is up here. It has to do with connections with people. Like, I mean, because you have the Pisces, but it has to have a meaningful heart connection with what she's going to be wanting to do, or what she's muddling over, and coming over and crossing over that North Node. And it's in the 12th house, just coming over, and just almost in the 12th house. So this is all about spiritual connections. This could be secrets that are going to be coming up that were unknown, and that you are going to have to look over. So you got to remember that with Mercury, he comes through goes back and comes back. So it's not going to be until he comes back to that third pass that you're going to understand the secrets that are going to come up. Some of those secrets that are going to come up could do with anything really. And it's Aries. So Aries, which is your first house, which is Gemini, and you got Mercury in Gemini. So this will have to do with how it's seen. So the information that's coming up or the secrets is how everything looks in your life. And with Gemini being in there and with Mercury being in there, this is how is that going to be communicated out to the world, communicated out to other people. And this is where I'm going to have to look at and really feel it. I got like it's almost like feeling it before I can actually do anything with it. And it's going to be passing over your Venus. So that has to do with your values. So the secret or whatever is going to be coming up is going to bring in a lot of passion. It's going to be really triggering something. That's what Aries does. It can trigger things, bring in a spark. It has to do with values. What are the values that you're holding? Are those values and are going to be getting restructured in a way so that I can bring them out, so I can voice them out, speak them out into the world around me. So yeah, there's a lot, when you just, and that's just looking at where Mercury's retrograde. So that's just one area of our life and one area that's being brought out at this time, along with the spring equinox. So of course, now that you know where your Aries is in your chart, then you can look at, okay, so spring is really where I need to plant the seeds and what. So if it's your 11th house, this is where I need to plant the seeds, mainly with the community. So we can look at what does the 11th house, because a lot of you had in astrology mean. So you look at the 11th house, it signifies my social network, my association, our capacity for fulfilling our dreams. It represents the roles of community, collaboration, and the support we receive. So that's what the 11th house represents. It is an auspicious house, also called Labha house. The Labha house means gains. So this is about a strong indicator of income and gains. It represents prosperity, sudden profit, wealth, abundance, and income. So we have, with that Aries, for a couple of you who've had it in the 11th house, which is ruled by Aries. So this is like, what is it? What are the seeds that I'm going to plant when it comes to the abundance that I want to gain in my life? And how is that related to the networks, the social networks that I am connecting with, that I'm collaborating with? Because whatever I'm creating, whatever I'm gaining, or with the abundance and income that I want to create, with the summer solstice, with the winter, with the spring equinox, this is what I'm going to be planting right now. This is what I need to look at over the next 9 months, the gestation period of at this time. So the energy's there, but you also have to remember the Mercury retrograde is going to be retrograding during this time. So it is also a time of contemplation, of taking that time to sort of revisit, revise. Where is that? Is that the true direction I need to go in? I'm going back because Erica's the one that I can remember, my short-term memory. It's like it's hitting my Venus. So what is Venus? Venus is money. Venus is my values, what I like, what I don't like. She rules Taurus and she rules Libra. What is that balance I want to bring into my life? What is that, Taurus? What is that, my second house? What are the things that I like and what, that are in my world that I want to sustain? What is that importance? And how do I want to create it and bring that forth more so? So what are those plantations? What are those roots that I am creating at this time in my world? And we're going to find that it is important because it's not only between now and the winter solstice, but also between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So within this next year, on how deep of roots I am going to be planting in order that they are going to be sustaining myself over the next couple of years. And that's where the importance is going to be. Woohoo! Fun time, ladies. and gents, if there's any gentlemen here. So fun time for us all. So we're going to be having a little bit of fun times over the next little while, but we're also going to have a lot of fun in creating that substance and creating of that connection. So tomorrow night we're going to go into this a little bit deeper, and it is at 7 o'clock Mountain Standard Time tomorrow evening. If you are wanting to join me, let me know. It is $25, and I can send you the link if you need to pay by Visa, MasterCard, or you could do it by e-transfer to thegurumama@gmail.com. It's going to be it, I'm going to say it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. So, of connecting and manifesting some beautiful, cool ass shit, because that's what we want to do, and create a higher vibration for us all, because we're all going through some crazy stuff. I know each one of us are going through a little bit of cray cray within our life, right? So, sorry, what is the course tomorrow? The course is the spring equinox. It is yeah, that's what it is. The celebration of this of the equinox. And what I've asked for people to bring is sunflower seeds to plant, a cup, doesn't matter what the cup is. You can get soil from the dollar store, and flowers. So go get some tulips and a candle. Any candle except white. I want it any color except white. So you can get a yellow candle, a pink candle, a purple candle, an orange candle. Get a beautiful colored candle. You can get a multicolored candle. So any type of candle and incense that you wish to burn, and come and join me. This is I feel like this for some reason this spring equinox is one that is pivotal. It is also one that is we're in the eclipse season. So it's an important one um, that we need to work with. And especially as we are going to be having the lunar eclipse on the 25th and the solar eclipse on April 8th, which is going to be a crazy doozy energy. And those are, I mean, the eclipses, especially the solar eclipse, is an omen. And with the comment that's coming through, that means it's a double omen. So there's a double omen that's coming in. Now, an omen could be good, an omen could be bad, right? So we're going for the good. Just saying, we're going for the good. I don't care if it's called the devil's comment. We're going for the good. Highest good for all. That's where we're going to put our energies. So that's what we're focusing on. So today, allow yourself. There's going to be a little bit of clarification or clarifying that's going to be coming in, and feeling. There's going to be a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions that are popping up for many of you. And I know you're going to be like, I don't want any more emotion. Well, we're going into fire, so fire is going to dry a lot of stuff up. So allow you to dry up, people. And get some breakthroughs. So I haven't put these away, so we're going to pull a card from our Mary Mother Mary cards. Sensor here. Oh, one popped out. So we got a flyer. The flyer. We got a flyer. It is the joy card. Look at that joy. Joy, joy, joy. But I love those two. I'm going to call those the Geminis, because they're facing opposite ways, man. They're not even facing the same direction. Everybody's basically facing forward except those two. So, find joy in every moment in what's going on in your life. And I feel like those two, like this one wants to leave. So it's like, okay, you guys can play your song, but I'm going to go in a different direction because that's where my joy is. And I think that's the answer. Just because everybody else is there playing their little tune, maybe you don't want to play that tune. Maybe that tune is not what you want to do. So you want to go off into the direction that feels right for you in this. And through that, sobriety. Sobriety. So sobriety comes in, and it's clearing your mind, allowing yourself to come into the ease and grace of the present, of the time, of the moment that you're in at this time, to be able to concentrate, to say, okay, I need to put my hands on my heart to really connect myself with the directions I want to connect with, right? Catch up on the replay. No problem, Lexi. And quiet. And with that, so you do. I mean, sometimes the joy, maybe the reason why that little guy wants to leave or little girl wants to leave is they want the quiet in order for them to clear their mind. Sometimes there's a lot of chatter that goes around and that's around us all the time, and it's hard for us to keep up. And so we need to move away. We need to move away. Everybody's saying, "Yeah, this is a great party." Woo, 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 woo. And you're like, I've had enough. I just need to go somewhere, and that's where I'm going to find my joy and my peace. So honor yourself with that. I mean, there might be too much going on, and you just need to have that quiet. And so honor yourself in that quiet and that peace. So there you go. Sending you guys out so much love. Thank you very much for being a part of my community and being here. And may the Lord and Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you and all you say and all you be and all you do and all of that fun, funky stuff. So, and we will talk to you all tomorrow. And hopefully I hear from you today if you want to join. God bless and the Goddess bless.